Hi everyone, today I wanted to show you a very special deck. I have not looked at the cards on this deck. I did pre-order this, and so it's one of those that you're kind of just waiting for. Look at Isabel sitting back there. This is a deck that I did pre-order, and so I haven't actually seen all the cards on it. But this, well, obviously because of the description. I have today is one of those days because I have a big photograph, well, not photograph, a big piece of paint, like artwork that somebody made me a long time ago up here, as well as a picture frame. It has been up there since I moved in this apartment for over a year. Kind of sits up on the bookshelf cockeyed. It's been sitting there for a year. It has fallen over twice and scared the bejesus out of me today. But so you already seen what this is. This is the new Geomancy Kipper card deck. It will be coming out. I got this out. Oh, almost. Now I have his Gilded Reverie, and it's large size, and this is the same size. But it's again one of those things of matching, but more important is I actually really love to do Kipper card readings. I don't generally do them out in the grand tableau. In fact, when I have them up on my shop, I don't think I even have a Kipper card grand tableau. I like to do the counting way that I have a video on, and I'll put a link to that in the description box below. So the larger cards don't matter to me as much. I feel like there's something in here. Oh, it's just the cord. Excuse me. So the size on Kipper cards actually doesn't matter to me as much as the Lenormand ones. But some of it was collecting, I just had to have it to match this because I have the one. But mostly, it really was mostly because there are very few Kipper card decks out there. I have two Kipper card decks, the original one and the Mystical Kipper. I want to say that there may be one other Kipper card out there, like an older one, but modern, like I'm thinking like the 50s or something, like that, where it looks more modern. That doesn't really appeal to me all that much. So there's only two Kipper card decks really out there, and in English, there's only the Mystical Lenormand, or the Mystical Kipper cards. I can't talk today. Apparently I'm excited. I'm trying to do too many things at once today because I started to do my deck review of the Osho Zen because I had taken some time to go through the guidebook and everything. And so I got everything laid out, sat down to do that. But then this came in and I was really excited about it, so I wanted to show you. It's just been one of those weeks. It's been very hectic with work. My boss was in town, so we got a lot of work done that we can do, one-on-one, because most of the time I'm just working from home on my own kind of schedule. So it's just been one of those hectic weeks. So I feel, but not in a bad way. Anyways. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm excited about this. So it came in a bag. I'm not a huge fan of like these printed bags, but it's nice to have a bag. I would have, now this is going to be released in a regular release, probably similar to this. And this I think is US Game Systems. Yeah. So I know that this is going to be released. I did get the pre-order because I was so excited about it. But if you do wait, they will be coming out with a regular one. So it's tied up in a cord and kind of wrapped in black paper. I've seen a few of these cards, but I haven't seen them all. So then here, they're beautiful. I will say this, they're a very beautiful matte. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, see, these are a very high gloss to them. These are a stunning matte. Oh yeah, I love how these, okay, I don't want you to see them out of order. So here is the deck backing, or partly, this is he signed this, so this is a signed card. Here's the deck backings. Now, when you got this pre-release, you could get one with your monogram on it or your name on it. I just wanted the straight up background, regular backing, so we have that on the back. Now, what this does is bring Kipper cards into the, and I will probably be blacking these edges because, well, here's the man card, or the main male, and you can see it's black and black, but then we obviously have these white edges, so I will be blacking these and they're gonna look stunning. Oh, but I did want to tell you something. So I was literally at the post office picking these up from the post office box, and while I was at the post office box, or while I was at the post office, my phone rang. Like when I get a sale on my Etsy shop, it rings out quite, it gives like a cash register sound, which is terrible, but it makes this very distinctive sound when it happens. And and it was for a Kipper reading. So I thought that was, in fact, I even wrote her back and I'm like, I cannot believe, because what is the odds of that? Number one, I don't sell a lot of Kipper readings because not a lot of people even know what Kipper cards are. And I haven't had it up there all that long, so I don't get a lot of them. So what are the odds that I was literally standing in line with this package and I got a Kipper reading? That's pretty cool. I told her about that. I said, I will definitely be using this deck for your reading because that's just synchronicity at its best. So the only sad thing is the way that I read, that mail card's kind of got something on the bottom. The way that I read, I do like my MasterCards to have an indication on it, and I don't know how. Now, I know that Michael, or Michael, however he pronounces it correctly, like pokes it with a pin so you can feel it. I don't know. I got to think about how I'm going to mark these. I mean, there's only 11 of them, so I really should just be able to, but I like to do it quickly because you're running through it quickly. I don't want to really think about it. All right, I'm going to stop babbling. Here is the male card. Here is the main lady card. It's all set in Victorian London. Here is the marriage card. The cards feel fantastic. They are wonderful, beautiful matte finish to them that is gorgeous. Here we have courtship. They have changed a few of the names, but it did leave, like the original one has sort of the, I think it's called meetings, and we have the little Cupid, so they did leave some nods to that. So we have courtship. I love this mature man. Look at him. He just looks fatherly and wise and like somebody that you should listen to. Here we have the mature female. Because with Kipper cards, there's a lot more people cards than there are in Lenormand. Here we have the beautiful message. Look at that with the pocket watch. Oh, that's not a pocket watch. Look at that with the old-fashioned telephone on there. I mean, it's just beautiful. Ooh, here's the false person. Very seductive, and they look like they're at a masquerade ball. Change. Now, there's another cool thing about this deck. And I don't know if I have that. There's an app for this that you can use on your phone, and you can see these images moving when you hold it over a card. That's something I think, there's no paperwork came in here. Nope, so I'll have to figure out. I know it just, the guidebook in PDF form popped up in my Dropbox. So I don't know if we'll be getting a message about how to access that, but here's the journey with this train. I really do love these cards. Because of the matte-ness, there's just a... So this is your sudden wealth, so winning the lottery. It's old-fashioned looking. Here's the privileged lady. She looks very privileged. Looks like from the movie Somewhere in Time we have up in Michigan, Mackinac Island, where you can't, you know, they kept everything kind of the same. It looks like you're stepping into that world. Here's the wealthy man. This is the young man. It's also can to do with money and things like that, finances. Here we have a message of concern. So somebody's getting a letter and they're looking concerned about what this message is. Here we have the Lovers card. This is normally the success in love. We have two lovers in an embrace, successfully embracing, and the two doves here. But this can also be about friendships, about a successful relationship, but they've changed that name to the Lovers. Here we have his thoughts. I love this. Look, because he's done a painting of her. Because this is the card that's his thoughts, and then the other one that's expectations is kind of like her thoughts. I love that card. I think that's amazing. He's thinking about her and painting her. Here we have the gift. Shiny and sparkly, beautiful gift. Here we have the child. Here we have the coffin, which is generally death. The coffin works quite well. It's the same thing. So it's an ending of something. Here we have the house. Look at that. I love these. I think these cards are stunning. I like these more than the Gilded Reverie. Here have the family room, which is normally the living room. It's the same. I even like the idea of the family room name more, because the family room is the room you actually really live in. Especially in Victorian England, they probably had formal living rooms and then family rooms. Here we have the military, or the official person, looking very official. It's official, this card often says. Here we have the courthouse, which is normally just the court, but that works also. These cards are wonderful. I am so happy with these. Here we have the thief. Looks very Dickens. There's a song, there's a Broadway show for Oliver Twist. I got to pick a pocket or two song. If you know what I'm talking about, that is perfect. Oh dear. Here we have high honor. This is quite interesting because normally, like in the original one, we have, this is about recognition and promotion and achievement. And normally you have sort of a lesser, on the original one you have a kind of a lesser house and then a bigger house, kind of showing that movement of getting achievement and moving up. I mean, this one they're achieving and pressing forward in the line, so that's interesting. I'll have to look at the, in fact I have the, right here I have the PDF. Okay, I'm back. I wanted to see kind of what this card meant, so I got the thing to open up. This is basic. This is kind of cool, actually. So this is high honors, and this is basically as if the significator, whoever you're reading for, is getting the 21 gun salute. Like, you're wonderful, everything's fantastic, you did good. So I quite like that. I had to look that one up. Okay, so then we have 26, which is great luck or great fortune, and that's beautiful. So we have sort of Lady Fortune who is pouring it out in golden flowers. Yep, it's beautiful. Then we have the unexpected money or unexpected income. So, you know, you're getting something that wasn't expected. This one, the This is kind of a small, so we had sort of the big win with the winning much money with the kind of the lottery thing. This isn't quite as much, and it does say income, which is interesting because this one can sometimes have to do with finances, where the other, or with your job, whereas the other one generally is to do with something completely unrelated, like winning the lottery. I do also like, if you look at the cuffs, we have a very businessy cuff here, and we have a raggedy cuff here. So it can also be being in a kind of difficult situation and getting unexpected money. So that's interesting too. Here we have the expectation card, excuse me, and this one is her thoughts also. She's thinking about him and yearning for him. But this is also the patience card, and I like that it's a lady. This is like the original Kipper. I don't really like the mystical Kipper version of this. This is beautiful. Here we have imprisonment, which is fantastic. I mean, look at this. These is persons in prison. Raggedy hands, the mouse, which is kind of a cute little mouse, but still. The lock on here. So this is amazing. This is about isolation, loneliness. It's really about isolation, that kind of we've made decisions that have put ourselves there, like being in prison. Here we have adjudication. This is normally the magistrate. So this is like settling disagreements, that kind of thing, which is, you know, you have that sort of mediator with the two people on either side. So that's great. Here we have the bad health. This is normally like short illness. So that's quite a little bit different, because generally there is somebody in bed, but it usually doesn't indicate a horrible illness. Like it's something that can be recovered from. Let me just scroll down here. But it does say a cold, a minor illness, a sprain. So it's not kind of horrible. Like this person isn't on their deathbed. Here we have despair, which I think is very well done. Look at that. These cards are stunning. I am so happy with them. They are, the color palette is less bright. I mean, it's still, they're beautiful, and they're stunning colors, but it is more of a muted, beautiful. Here we have concern. So the other one was despair. So we had despair here, which is normally grief and adversity, and then we have concern here, which is normally like cloudy thoughts. So again, you know, there's some concern going. I actually like concern, the word concern, more than I like cloudy thoughts, because it's the same idea. Here we have the occupation card, which I think is just beautiful. We have a woman seamstress hard at work here, because the occupation card is a lot more to do about like physical crafting and making things and hand labor kind of things. These cards are just beautiful. Here we have, this is gorgeous. This is the long road. They've called it the pathway. I kind of would have preferred the long road to have stayed, because it does have connotations of a great distance, you know, long way to go. But I can read with this fine, and it's beautiful. Then we have number 36, which is distant horizons. This is a really cool card. Because, you know, I don't know if you saw my review of, there's a couple of different decks. I love flying ships. And look, there's a flying ship with a giant anchor. Now this is Hope Great Water. So we do have water underneath, kind of churny water here. We have an anchor kind of either being pulled up or being dropped in. But this is about dreams and fantasies and you know, your fortunes. You know, it's a really good card, and so I love this sort of this. Look at this ship. I wonder if this is focusing on the ship. Look at that. That's really cool. I like that. Oh, there's some extra cards which I actually wasn't aware of. I was so excited when I saw that. Oops. Mixing them up with the one I pulled out of the Gilded Reverie. I was so excited when this deck came up, that to be honest, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention. There are actually 3 extra cards. Let me roll this down on here. Just distant horizon. I love this. Okay, so here we have a poverty card, very Oliver Twist. Here we have a chimney sweep. This card is poverty pure and simple. The boy won't be paid a living wage, just a few pennies. The whole scene suggests danger and vulnerability. Children such as this led brutal lives which were often cut short. So this is about being unable to meet basic needs in a very difficult environment. So that one was added in. Toil and labor is a challenging card, it says. So we have sort of a factory setting. You know, this was Victorian England, so these were issues that were the case. So this is work done out of necessity that is monotonous and tiring. It's sort of the grind. So this one, they do say, you know, we had the occupation, but this is more a labor of love. I know that we think of seamstresses as, you know, kind of sweatshops and things like this, but this isn't really. This is somebody that's working hard and doing something that she's good at, whereas this is a person who is really doing hard work out of necessity to take care of things, you know, pay the bills, feed themselves. And it's kind of a grind, and it is... it's monotonous and it's hard work. So you got a little bit of a more of a, you know, a single business owner trying to make her living, doing something she's passionate about, versus somebody who's just doing that job that has to be done. So I quite actually like that, those cards right there. And then the last card is community card. So this is a positive card. Let's see, it says here, having good friends around you, family, true friends, loyalty, cooperation, group effort. So those, though that's the last. So I actually quite like these. I don't generally leave extra cards in, but because of the way that I generally read Kipper cards, I've got these all messed up now. Oh, that's the signature card. Because of the way that I read Kipper cards, it really doesn't matter to leave them in, because it's not going to change the grand tableau too much. So I probably will leave those in and just give them a try first, because I do actually like those. They do give some spreads. Well, I'm going to switch down so that you can see. There's some pyramid spreads. There's some different spreads in the book. I wish, you know, I would prefer to have a handbook. And probably when you get the actual original ones you will, because I can't really print this because it's in full color. Even the background of the text is in full color. So, you know, it's going to eat a ton of ink. Maybe I'll send it up to like Kinko's or Staples or something and have it done that way. The name of it is the Fin de... I wonder if I can put this word into Google. It is French for end of the century, but I want to see how to pronounce it. Oh, here we go.
Fin de siècle.
Did you hear that? Fin de siècle. Fin de siècle. It means the end of the century, because this is the end of the century in Victorian England. I'm going to have a lot of editing to do on this video. I'm going to go ahead and switch down so you can see the cards as I kind of maybe play around with some of the readings on this. You know, I can probably open it on my iPad so I can show you some of the spreads that are involved in it. This is a stunning, stunning deck. I am more than happy with it. I am way happier with it than I am with the Gilded Reverie, because the colors are just muted down. Yes, this one's very bright, and the Lottery one's very bright, because those are big, you know, money ones or whatever. It makes sense, but the colors are stunning. The images, I mean, look at Despair. And you just saw them all. I'm really impressed with the images. I am so in love with the way that it feels. It has a feel almost like You know what this feels like is the Tao Oracle. It's that smooth gorgeousness with that perfect size of a cardstock. The cardstock is phenomenal, and the card just is gorgeous. This really is a stunning deck. I am really psyched to have gotten it. I'm so excited for the person that I'm going to be doing. I don't know. She didn't say if I don't know if she found me through YouTube or just, you know, through other ways. But I'm so excited that somebody, like, literally to have that story, like literally somebody ordered a Kipper card reading while I was picking this up. And so, and I'm going to be able to use it, you know, for her. So that kind of is really cool. I have the same kind of a feel story with the Chrysalis Tarot, and it just makes the deck really special. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch down so I can do like a couple, just do a reading with this, just so you can see them laid out. So thank you for letting me babble away at you about this beautiful deck. I do apologize if this is choppy, because I feel like I wasn't prepared. I didn't know I was getting it today. You know, you pre-order something, you don't really, I didn't get a message that it was being sent or anything, so it just kind of randomly showed up. So I'm really excited about it. So I will see you down below. Okay, I might have to adjust things a little bit just to fit everything on here. Here's a beautiful signature card that you get, and here is the back of the deck. Yeah, these are just stunning. They are, like I said, the artwork is not as bright, and I mean the other one was a gilded deck, so it was meant to be kind of bright and gaudy. These are not. They're beautiful, just beautiful. Here are the extra 3 cards, which we have poverty, toil and labor, and then community. So yeah, these are stunning. This is the bag that it comes with, just so you can see it up close. Yeah, I think Ciro Marchetti sells a lot of these kinds of things. I apologize. Sounds like kids are getting out of school or something. As of right now, what you got is a PDF of the guidebook, so I haven't really read through this a whole lot yet, but we'll take a couple look at some of the spreads. The actual card meanings, though, I mean, they did do a good job. Let me scroll back up here. So like this, each one has a picture of the card, which obviously if you put it on your iPad or something, you can zoom into. It has sort of a key down here, a key meaning. And then it has a more detailed meaning. It also tells you any timing. So the community one has an autumn timing. And then here it gives you more of a detailed description, and even kind of why they kind of, the original Kipper information. So this is an additional card. I guess let's get to a regular one. Here's a regular one. So you get quite a lot of information about each card. You do get timing and directions. Or no, just timing. Southwest. Yeah, SW is, I think, the name of... you have 2 different people's initials that show up. You have SW for a Stella Waldvogel, who is doing some of the card meanings. And then we have Susan Zitzi, Z-I-T-Z-I. Oh, FB is Fortune Bukohots. This person. And this is kind of why using Kipper. So through Ciro's work, I hope many non-German speakers can now be delighted by the deck's spirit, the Kippergeist. Even in the brief time I've been working with Ciro's deck, it's astonished me with its legibility, directness, practicality, and accuracy. She does also mention the fact that Kipper has very human and interior cards that you don't find in Lenormand, which she says is much more outside and animal, making Kipper useful for introspective situations and those with complex relationships. So there's a lot of information there. I wish that it was just in regular format. I would feel easier about being able to work with it. I'll probably have to get that printed out at some point. I'm going to go to the side here because I obviously cannot shuffle well. I'm on my table because I figured if I laid them all out, I needed this bigger space than my little table that I normally do reviews on, but it does make it kind of hard for me to sit and work with the cards, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. They shuffle wonderful. Like I said, the cards feel very similar to the Tao Oracle cards with the mateness, with the card stock. It's stunning card stock. I'm sure that's probably going to change when it comes to the sort of mass-produced version, but I will say that this version, which I believe is still available on his website, but obviously that's going to change, I would assume. But for the now, that's gorgeous. So I'm going to do the counting method. So with this one, you count 3 cards, and then you flip it over. If it's a master card, which this one is, so this is 26 Good Luck, so you're going to keep that card, and you're going to take the next card. If that one is also a master card, you keep going, but that one is not. The master cards are male, female, marriage, meeting, much money, his thoughts, death and coffin, the house card, high honor, great luck, and expectations. I have a video on how to do this particular spread, and I will put a link to that below. I have to make sure these are right. I count off 3. 10 is not. 39. 2. So we have the female significator, and then I take the next person, which is the false, or the next card, which is the false card, which is not a person card, or oh sorry, it's not a master card, so then I keep going. We have distant horizons, which is the great luck, or big water great luck. Here we have 25, which is high honor, so we take that and the card following it, which is change. We have child. I don't even know if that's in the viewpoint because I can't see the viewfinder. Here we have 20 house, which is a master card, so we take that and the next card. We have message. I guess I should put these so you can see them at least. We have imprisonment. We have pathway. We have thief, and then we have his thoughts, which is a master card, so we take that one, and then we take the card that's underneath it. Again, if there was more, I wish we had gotten one so you could see, but if there was more, we would then keep pulling down until we just stopped with that. Now, you turn the cards back over, you don't reshuffle them, and you go back through one more time to see if any other cards are going to pop up that are master cards. Sometimes you get an extra, sometimes you don't. Meeting, or this is the courtship card. Again, I can't see what you're seeing. So we take that one and we take the next card, which is family room. Oops. Here we have toil and labor. The main male is showing up, along with marriage. Okay, here we go. So marriage is actually also a master card. So we keep going and we take the next card down. We have official person is not a master card, and then there's not 3 more, so I don't take any more off of it. So these, now I'm going to stand up and see. These are the cards that we ended up with. So then you would just go about to read this. We would look, obviously we don't always have the significator, but in this case we do have, oh, I'm gonna need my pointer. we do have the significator here. If we were doing this for a female, we would look at this and look at the cards around her. We don't necessarily have a 9 card, but we do have cards directly around her. We do have this idea of great fortune that is going on in her past. And a lot of times with Kipper cards, anything to the left is past, anything to the right is future. And this particular set, this is not the Grand Tableau, but you kind of apply some of those things. I just kind of do the same sort of things that you might do. We also can see that there is great fortune and high honor that is right, next to her on either side. So those are really good things. However, underneath her, going on underneath the scenes, we have, there's some news that's coming about something that isn't quite right. There's something's coming not quite right, and it's going to lead to a change of some kind. So when we look right around her, we're seeing quite a mixed bag, right? Good fortune, high honor, but there's something going on underneath the scenes that isn't quite right. We also have the significator, or the man in the card. So for Kipper cards, the main male, if the significator is a woman, the main male would be the main male, would be her interest, or her partner, her husband, whatever that may be. We do have him here, and we have him next to marriage, but next to the marriage card is the imprisonment card. Now, there are many people who are in marriages that might agree with that synopsis of marriage. So we need to kind of pay, because we actually have sort of courtship, right? We have this sort of meeting, so a courtship with a new person that's going to be leading to the marriage, but it's not it's not looking really good for this particular marriage. This may lead to marriage, but it may not be a marriage that you want. And again, marriage does not mean literal walking down the aisle. This can be coming to an agreement. This can be, people living together or whatever. It's a coming together. But because we do have courtship, the male and the marriage card kind of all together, that kind of leads to a serious relationship. Something that's maybe a new relationship is going to lead to a more serious one, but it may not quite end up the way that your hope, or this person, this isn't for actual reading, this may not end up the way they want. That's something that they might want to pay attention to, which could be having to do with this stuff that we don't know, the stuff going on underneath the scenes that isn't real good. So that may be why being with this person may not be the best idea. We do have his thoughts. He's thinking, again, we have quite a lot of relationship cards in this sort of bracket here. That's quite interesting. But again, think between this and this, I would say you need to really make sure that you're thinking clearly, that you're not putting too much emphasis on what you want to see versus what is really there. That's kind of how I would read this, that there's some stuff going on underneath the surface. And so while everything is looking like it's going along good, there may be some reason why this isn't the best outcome, and you need to rethink this relationship. Again, this isn't a full reading, but I just kind of wanted to show you how it would look doing that kind of traditional Kipper way that I love to do. Hi, I don't have a whole lot of time left on my battery, but I just wanted to show you that I went through and blackened the edges, because see how the front is all black and the back is all black, and then the side was white, the bright white cut. And so I did go through with this John Holt's Distressed Ink in Black Soot, and I did the sides. How stunning is that? I mean, that's just, I just love this. I don't know why they don't come. I don't know if if anybody know of any decks that actually come with black edges. I can't picture any, but it doesn't mean there aren't any. I just think it finishes off a deck that's really black like this. Is hair on it. I feel like I still am going to have to go in and touch it up a little bit, but it looks amazing. So I'm just going to end this up here because it's been a very choppy video, and I do apologize for that, but I was so excited about getting these cards, and I'm really excited to be able to do a reading with them due to the lovely synchronicity of life. So I just wanted to share them with you. I will, I guess, let you know how it goes reading with them. There's actually a couple interesting spreads in the book, but it was just going to take too much time. I started to go through it, but I was like, it's already, 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes. So I was like, I will have to do a separate video. I'll just do a separate video because it's going to get too long. But there is a couple cool spreads, so I'll do another video. I'm due one anyways, another Kipper one anyways. So this has been a look at Ciro Marchetti's Fin de Siecle, or his Kipper card deck. It is still available for the special edition. I haven't seen a date on when it will go out for mass publication as yet. So have an absolutely lovely night.